AWOL DJs.
All right. God bless you guys. Like my mother always say, thank God for Jesus. It is Feel Good Friday, guys. It is Friday, August. Hold on. It's Friday, August the 20th, 2021. 7 minutes after the hour. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. That's Senny and Barbi. Where you get your morning started right. Only place on earth. Where you get your morning started right. That chat room's open. Come on in, guys. Let's have a good time this morning. Or you can call in. The number's 570-982-6950. Broadcasting iHeartRadio, radio.com, guys. Also, ShawnHarveyMorningShow.com. And distributed by Comedy World Net Radio. Thank you. Also, broadcast on Comedy Cloud. We appreciate those guys over there. And special shout out to our affiliates. You know, we always want to show folks that pay the bill and help this show run up and running every day. We want to show them love as well. WFLX Rochester, New York, the Flex up there in the Rock. Thank you so much, guys. We truly appreciate you guys. 94.5 The Place, Louisville, Kentucky. Thank you. Also on all major podcast platforms. Thank you so much. You can Google the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. All links come up. Boom. Get you right to the show. This morning, YouTube as well. Go to YouTube and subscribe to our page, the Shawn Harvey Morning Show. And also here on Facebook. Go to our business page, Shawn Harvey Morning Show, Future Wake Up Team business page. Like the page. You get notified Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. when we go live, guys. We appreciate you. Join our group, the Shawn Harvey Morning Show, featuring Wake Up Team group. One of the hottest, funniest, smartest groups, I believe, on Facebook. And we appreciate everyone for your posts. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Only place on earth where you get the morning love. Also, everyone, just want to give you the weather locally right here in Bethlehem. We broadcast out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. That's in the Lehigh Valley. That consists of Allentown and Easton, and here in Bethlehem, about 90 miles east of New York City. You know, that's where we broadcasting from here. And the weather this morning is 72 degrees right now, I guess. Yeah, it's 72 degrees, light rain. Feels like it's 72. It's 72 degrees, light rain, and it still trips me out. And it feels like 72. I don't understand that. And it's 96% chance of rain today. And the high today would be 83 degrees. So right now it's 73 degrees, and it feels like it's 73 degrees. Good morning, Senny. The camera's on you right now, so it's, you look at this one. Who came up with the concept? Senny J, good morning. Who comes up with the concept of feel like? If it's 72 degrees, it should feel like 72 degrees anyway. But in the wintertime, when it's 20 degrees and they go, it feels like it's 6 below. I don't understand that. We'll get to the bottom of that one day. Senny, I did the weather. Good morning. God bless you. And what's going on? What we have in store for the show today?
Good morning, Shawn. Good morning to everybody listening. We'll be having front page news with Senny J, where I'll be letting you know what's going on locally and nationally. So stick around for that.
Okay, and we also have the morning buzz, guys. You already know what's going on because we dedicate the show to you guys on Friday. There's one thing that we could guarantee on this show, that your head will be buzzing the first thing in the morning. That's why you guys here. So get your beverage, sit down, and put your seatbelt on. Put that Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team seatbelt on, and let's go for this ride. We also have Harvey's House of Sports, where we give our perspective on sports other than the scores. I'll tell you, last night, those Philadelphia Eagles, even though it was a preseason game, got their ass thoroughly whipped. We'll talk about that as well. See what else you have?
Yes, and we're also going to have some Senny Says where I'll let you know what's going on in Hollywood and entertainment news. So stick around for that.
Okay, so guys, on a Feel Good Friday, we are back. What we're going to do, you know what we're going to do? We dedicate the show to you guys on Friday. We like to have fun on Fridays. Want to do some feel good stories. Want to have a feel good, positive energy on the show today. So we appreciate, you guys. So what we do is we'll shout you guys out and we'll show you some love on a Feel Good Friday. And just to get things started, just want to talk about real quick before we get into these fast-paced news stories. The other day I was doing stand-up. If y'all don't know, guys, I'm a stand-up comedian. If y'all don't know, I'm a podcaster, but a lot of people don't know, Senny, that I actually run out in the street every night of the week. At the age of 56 years old, I do stand-up, and most love to the urban community that supports my income via my funny, and I want to thank you guys for that. No question about it. And the other night, I Feel Good Friday. I was doing a show, doing shows all weekend. Thank God, guys. I appreciate you guys and promoters who hire me and find me funny, and thank you. Did a show the other day in Newark, New Jersey, Senny J, and one of the comedians, got on stage and. They bombed. They bombed really bad. Bomb meaning they weren't funny. They weren't funny at all. And
not meaning they were the bomb?
No, not meaning that they bombed, but they weren't the bomb. They had a horrible set and they weren't funny. And the only reason why, because they were new. They were new in the game. So when you're new in the game, it's not going to do anything that you try for the first time. It's not. You never hear like a brand new comedian get a stand ovation on his first time being on stage. Well, at least I've never heard it. And this comedian, like the crowd was brutal towards the comedian because they just, especially with urban comedy, like urban comedy is the chitlin circuit, Senny. They want that laugh, and they want it right then and there. They want instant laugh. Black folks and urban folks work too hard for that money, and they want to see a Def Jam right there. Yeah. Sometimes they don't even want you to get through the whole story to get to the punchline. They laugh. That's it. But that's this part of the country. There's other parts of the country, Senny, where the comedian is allowed to tell his story and get to the funny parts. They can do that. Los Angeles, they do that in the West Coast, Midwest, and
they do that here.
No, they don't. Not the shows I do.
But we just feel like, come on, if it's funny or not.
So the thing is, the comedian just didn't have a heart. It was very challenging for the comedian, and like I said, the crowd was brutal to the comedian. But we were in the back, all the other comedians that have been through all of this. We understood exactly what was going on, and the comedian gets off stage, and it was really funny in a sense because the comedian had. He had his head down, almost embarrassed, and we were just like, "What are you embarrassed for? This is like kind of part of what this is like what you got to go through." And we, as a brotherhood and sisterhood, can just sit down, talk to the comedian, because I swear the comedian was really almost depressed, and it was okay because I understand the drive and the motivation of trying to be funny, and you think that you're funny all day, because you're practicing in the mirror, Senny.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. Like when people are doing things like this, they're working out a joke or they're trying to be funny in front of their coworkers who don't have any kind of know-how or knowledge on funny, but they just think that because they're friends that they find them funny. Until you get into a whole new arena, and then these people that you don't know who paid the ones to laugh, they don't give a damn about what you're practicing with your friend.
Right.
And It on Feel Good Friday, Senny just brought me back because we were proud. Like the movie You ever seen the movie Goodfellas, Senny?
Yeah, bits and pieces.
Now, the movie Goodfellas is a urban classic. It'd be safe to say. And in the beginning of the movie, when Robert De Niro's character was a little boy and he got arrested for the first time for selling cigarettes, but he didn't tell on anyone, and he came out the courtroom. Do you remember that scene, Senny? And he came out the courtroom, and he didn't say anything, but all the mobsters, and put a number one in the chat room if you've seen the movie Goodfellas. Jesus Christ. Put a number one in the chat room if you've seen the movie Goodfellas. And Senny, in the scene, the is it the Robert De Niro character? No, it was the other guy. I can't remember his name. The main character. I can't remember this guy's name.
Yeah.
Senny, his character comes out of the courtroom because he didn't tell on the mob, on his mob workers,
Right.
on the big bosses.
Right.
And he thought he did something bad when he came out the courtroom. And when he came out the courtroom for not telling, they celebrated him.
Right.
And it just gave him this self-esteem about himself that he did the right thing. And that, I'm using this analogy on how we felt about the comedian who bombed. He came over to us and we just embraced him.
Right.
Because we all been through it. See, I'm gonna tell you one quick bomb story before we go. I told one, and I'm gonna just tell this one real quick because it just brought so much joy. And then after we finished talking to him, he felt better, and we all gave him sort of the same suggestion. Hey, you got to go back out there tomorrow and do it again.
Right.
Senny, I bombed one time back in the day, Senny, when I was just trying to find my way through the comedy game. I bombed for a whole week straight.
Oh my goodness.
City, 7 days. It was 7 days of bombing. It was just weird because like day 3, City, like I had my bomb with me. Like I brought my bomb to the show. Like I knew.
Right.
I knew I was gonna bomb. Like I really knew that this was going to.
Right. You knew it was going to be bad.
I knew, and it was different spectrums of audiences. There was one show where there was like 5 or 6 people there. I bombed. I had absolutely nothing to say, no content, no punch, nothing, right? Bomb. Then the next show, it was like about 50 people in there sitting. I was excited. I see everybody in there, and it seemed like that bomb was on my shoulder, like, you know what we're going to do tonight. Bombed again.
Oh.
And at this point in my comedy career, I stopped bringing my friends. I used to bring my friends when I started doing comedy back in the day.
Right.
Like my coworkers and my family members. They would all come, but I wasn't funny. And they was like, what are we doing here? And you're not funny. And they were brutally honest with me. And I was like, you're not. So a comedian suggested to me, don't bring your friends or your family. Don't bring nobody. Just hang with the comedians.
Right.
So at this point of bombing, I was by myself. I mean, I was with the comedians. I was by myself as far as like my family and friends. And Senny, the bombing was brutal. So the last night of the 7 days of bombing,
right?
Because you're not getting paid. There's no money. There's no money involved in none of this for years. Senny, Capone, our hero, comedian Capone.
Yes.
God bless him, one of the funniest in the country. I love Capone, man. He's just an awesome person and just a funny dude and a great businessman. Senny. Right. Now, comedians have that reputation of not being funny in the beginning, so it spreads around the community, so everybody knows. Like when you knew, like, hey, it was Shawn Harvey, he ain't funny, but put him on stage. Right. He's so Senny. I go to the Harlem. There's a show in Harlem at the National Black Theater. That's where they tape Def Jam, in the other room, right? Right. But they had another room in the back, like a bigger ballroom. And Senny, I go to the show. Capone's there with another comedian, right? Mm-hmm. All the comedians are late. I'm on time for my bomb. Senny, Capone looks. Now the room is packed. Right. Before we go into those, the room is, Senny, the sun was up. It was summertime. Capone's very popular. People follow him. People got love for him. You know what I'm saying? All the ballers in the building, all the money guys, the beautiful women. See, it's that type of atmosphere. Sort of like Mingles when you went with me like a few years back. Right. And I walk into the lobby. Capone looks at me, immediately puts his head to the ground. And the other guy goes, Sean's here. And Capone goes, oh, God. So, Senny, in my glee, I'm like, Capone, could I get a couple of minutes?
He's like, no.
No. He had no other choice.
I know.
The comedians weren't there yet.
Yeah. I think that was to his dismay.
Yeah, it's City. You know how you look at somebody and you go, don't worry, this time I could do it.
This time it's going to be good.
It's going to be good, Capone. Don't worry. City, I had on my best outfit. I had on some kind of like running suit with the fresh shoes, nice sneakers, the whole thing.
Some type of running suit.
Some kind of like jogging pants. But it looked really nice. Like, right. City, I looked really like urban and I looked fly and I was from the Bronx, the whole thing.
I'm sure you looked really nice. You're bomb.
Yeah. And City, I go over to the DJ, bring me out on a song. You know, like, I'm just like, let's do this.
Those are the worst ones.
The first comedian that was there with Capone Goes On does a great job, Senny.
Right.
He put me on after this guy.
Yeah.
Because now I know why. Because I think Capone didn't want me to start the show off with a bomb.
He didn't want to bring down the show so abruptly.
Now, here's the problem. Capone, if y'all know Capone, if y'all ever know, he's hilarious, Senny. And when he hosts, it's unbelievable. He has the crowd in a frenzy. CJ.
Right.
The first comedian goes up, and he's funny, right? Capone goes back up. He has this crowd in a frenzy again, right?
Right.
My self-esteem is the louder people are laughing, the more my self-esteem is going to the gutter. Because now I'm on the realization, like, I done psych myself out because I hear the crowd.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. And there's a curtain. If it sounds like Derek Jeter hit a double in the Yankee Stadium in the World Series. That's how Capone had these people. He calls me on stage with a whole lot of love. He was being nice.
Right.
Senny, I go up there and I immediately start bombing.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, to feel good. Senny, I bombed so bad. There's nothing. Now, I get off the stage, and just like the guy from the other night, I got my head down. Like, again, this is remember, this is the 7th day. I bombed all week.
Yes.
I've been on a bomb tour. Senny, he goes on stage and starts snapping on me about me bombing, about the outfit I had on, and had everybody in tears. And then the comedians, while that's going on, guess what? The comedians are coming in, the comedians that were late or just were running late, whatever,
right.
They're watching this. And he's crucifying me, CJ.
Oh, man.
It was so brutal that I should have quit. But I didn't. And the comedian said the same thing that I said to the comedian the other night. It's going to be all right. Don't worry about it. Tomorrow's another day. And hold on. And then now it gets worse. And then we're gonna move on. And then that following Wednesday, right? That was on a Friday or Friday. The following week, Wendy Williams, and I think I shared this story before. Wendy Williams did a comedy show.
Right.
Once a week in this club called Comics. Right? And at this time I was driving comedian Smokey Suarez around. Mm. Right? Smokey is hilarious. Right. You guys, I mean, if you guys were, a few months ago, he was at the Iron Mill. If y'all was there, this guy's a genius at doing stand-up. I'm driving him around to the shows, but Smokey's giving me stage time on the shows that he's booked on. I'm driving him to his book shows. Oh, okay. And Smokey would get to the show and actually promote, hey, give my man 5 minutes. And I would bomb. And now, Senny, we're on center stage. We at this club called Comics on 14th Street and 8th Avenue. And Smokey Suarez is the host of the show. Smokey Suarez used to host for Wendy Williams.
Okay.
At some point.
Right.
And Rob Stapleton was on the show, Our Beloved, right? He was the headliner. Senny, the place is packed. It's like a Comics used to be, it was like Caroline's, like a big comedy club back then.
Right.
And Wendy Williams would promote on her radio show. This is a big deal every Wednesday. All the comedians wanted to get on the show. Senny, they had a New Jack segment.
Right.
But you had to be like a New Jack that was kind of funny, like not just bombing like me.
Right.
Senny, I go on, Smokey got me on the show. Wendy Williams is sitting there, her husband, all the beautiful women, New York City, the ballers, everybody's in there, Senny.
Right. It's the place to be.
It's a place, yo. It was cars outside, Senny. It was a spectacle. Senny, I go up first.
Mm-hmm.
Senny, I bombed so bad. Senny, I bombed so bad that Smokey Suarez came back on stage. Now remember, I'm driving Smokey around. Like Smokey at that point, at that time, my career was like my mentor.
Right.
I'm driving this guy around. Like I'm going places where I've never been with stand up.
Right.
Senny, Smokey snaps on me so bad that he get a standing ovation on snapping on me after I bombed on a Feel Good Friday. Senny, I wanted to fight. Yeah. I wanted to fight Smokey after the show. Rob Staples supposed to be able to say, no. Do you know what this is about? You caught a bomb.
Right.
And this is what comedians do.
They bomb.
And Senny, I didn't leave the place until everybody left. I was so embarrassed that I couldn't go into the lobby. I couldn't do anything. Senny, don't you know I left the place and left Smokey? I didn't even drive him home. I just.
How'd he get home?
I don't care.
You're like, it doesn't matter at this point.
So before we can start the show, I just want to share that. I just want to say that for the comedian the other night that bombed, like we all have our bomb stories. And the story is, keep doing what you're doing and believe in what you're doing. Whatever you do in life. Just because you have some little bumps in the roads, that's part of the process. And that was a part of the process for me. That's why we all can. And it doesn't matter where you work. It could be the first day at your job. Right. You could be bombing at work. You be doing something wrong at work constantly until you get it right before they fire your punk ass. So I'm grateful that I got tons of. We could be here all day with this, but we're not. We got a show to do.
You have tons of bombing stories.
I got tons of bombing stories, but then see, guess what? Those bombing stories turned into standing ovation stories. You know what I mean?
For the other comedians?
No, for me.
Oh, okay.
There's been times where I stood the crowd up after I performed.
Right.
But I'm just saying, it go from one extreme to another. You have to stay in the game of life on a Feel Good Friday. You have to persevere through all of this, all the distractions and all the bombing, Senny J, all the doubts in my mind, like what am I doing? I need to quit doing it. None of that deterred me. I kept going full steam ahead, straight through the bombs. On a Feel Good Friday. And guess what I did, City, before we go? Yeah. Before we go. The young comedian, the comedian that bombed, Senny, I want you to give a quick story for me. The Federal Trade Commission is suing Facebook again for monopolizing the internet.
The FTC?
The FTC is they're mad at Facebook. So, City, before we go, I got the comedian's number. I knew the comedian. I don't know. I didn't know. I know him, but I didn't know him like to ask for him. I got the comedian's number that bombed. Mm-hmm. And a new comedian, and we've been communicating ever since. And I got a show this weekend, right, in New Jersey. And I reached out to the comedian last night to say, hey, come. I got a guest spot for you at this show that I'm doing in Jersey.
Right.
And I would love for you to come through. And guess what the comedian said? I'll be there.
Oh, wow.
And that's the way this works. We all, one hand wash the other and both hands wash the face. So continue on your journey, whatever you're doing in life. Don't let nothing deter you. You're going to fail, Senny. You're going to fail at certain things. And you just can't let that stop you. It didn't stop me. I refused to quit. I refused to lose. I was losing a lot of the battles, but at the end, we won the war, Senny J.
Right.
All right. So let's clap for that. That was
I'm glad you got through that.
let's clap for that. That was really good.
Yeah,
And I felt really good for helping someone else, Senny.
Right.
Because you don't let a comedian or anybody in life, you don't let them bomb and then lead them astray and then turn your back against anyone. Because guess what? Capone and all the others allowed me to stay. Even after I bombed with Capone, the next time I saw him, he put me on stage again.
But what if you have somebody that really should hang it up? When
That
do
is
you
it's
tell
up to
somebody that?
well, you don't really tell anybody that. They usually tell themselves that. It's a cold reality.
We always tell people to keep going, but when should we be like, you know what? Maybe it's time to pivot. You know, maybe it's time to try something else.
The pivot, right? The pivot comes with that's like a personal decision that comes within yourself. Like you don't need a lot of people to say, "Yo, stop doing that." Usually, you wake up one morning and go, "This ish is not for me."
Like if you know.
It's a reality that happens to yourself. You really don't have to. Nobody really has to tell you
when
to
you're trying
pivot.
break it out and try and do stuff.
And the only way comedians can send that message to other comedians that are constantly bombing that refuses not to, yield to the, they won't book them, they won't put them on. After a while, it's like, yo, bro, we can't do it.
Right.
So, but if you put it in the effort on anything that you do, the results at the end should work in your favor if you keep, putting in that hard work each and every day. Even to this day, I work hard at what I do, just like everybody else. So you gotta love what you do. But once you fall in love with it, then that path of being great, it doesn't become easy. But at least you can see where you can see your goal.
Right.
You could actually see it.
Right, that's right.
So if ever you do any on a Feel Good Friday, and then Senny, like I said before, and then we'll move on for this. I won't bore everybody. But then it took me 6 or 7 years in comedy. Senny. It took me 6 or 7 years in comedy to reinvite my family. Is that a word? Reinvite? Is that a word? To reinvite my family and friends back to the comedy show.
Well, that's understandable.
This is Hottie's like.
I'm sure it took them 6 years to want to come back.
Right. It might have took It might have took them 6 years to come back. Right.
Either or.
But City, there was times, and Hottie Toddy's on the phone, everybody. There were times that I was relegated and proud of my bomb category in the game. Comedian Rip Michaels put me on stage in Long Island all the time, and he would always go, "Put Shawn up, he's gonna bomb. Don't worry about it." And I was like, "Right, I was the bomb guy."
So we can just get out of the way.
Yeah. Get Shawn out the way. He's out here every night. He's gonna bomb. And Rip Michaels was the worst at that. So when you see someone bombing, everything comes back into perspective.
Right.
So Shawn Harvey was the bomb guy. And every comedian goes through it. You know what I mean? But with and saying the worst part, like I used to bomb at Mocha Lounge in front of beautiful women. Cindy, this is what you don't want to bomb in front of beautiful women. That's another element.
Right.
But I went through that whole process. Hottie. All right. See, there she goes. Because she laughing because she can identify with it.
Right.
Yeah, right. Good morning, City J. City J.
But before you say anything, City, I was literally a proud bomber.
Right.
Or was I naive to the fact? Or maybe I didn't feel it? I don't know. But I was
Sean.
Yes.
Sean, this gonna make you laugh. Sean, listen, good morning, Senny J. Good morning, Shawn Harvey. Good morning to Shawn Harvey listeners. I'm going to hire Shawn Harvey every time I produce my own shows. And I don't care if you've seen him. You're going to see him anytime I have a show because I love Shawn. Shawn, you're so goddamn funny. Shawn.
Yes.
Shawn, listen. There's one particular guy. We won't name him, okay? But he's a professional bomber. He's been bombing for 20 years.
Senny, you do have comedians that
Oh
are.
my God.
Listen, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute, Senny, you're kind of new to this whole comedy thing. Sean brought you in, right? And you're wonderful at it now. You get it. But before, there's a person, even before Sean got in the game, this guy's been in the game. And when I tell you this guy bombs proudly, it's a terrible feeling when you bomb, right, Sean? It's just
horrible.
You just want to die. You don't know what to do. You don't know
So
what
embarrassing,
to do.
man. It's
It's so embarrassing. You can't come outside and leave.
Right.
You can't even go to the park. You trying to figure out how to get out the building.
right now, Senny. You know what's the worst part about bombing and being a proud bomber?
Right.
When the audience members give you advice on how to tell jokes. You got this person at work all day go, I was just wondering, you're getting there, but if you did it this way, like, shut the F up, lady.
Right.
Yeah, right. People say I'm funny, but this is the way you should tell this joke.
Yeah.
But this particular person, he bombs, so bad. All the time. And you talk about not giving up. He should be the poster of never giving up. Because he just keeps getting right. And Senny, it's a terrible feeling, Senny. Every comic, I've seen the best of the best of the best of the best bomb.
Yes.
Take a bomb straight to the faces, we call it.
Yep.
Straight to the face.
Straight to the that's what it's called, Senny. Straight to the face.
Oh my
Bomb
God.
straight to the face.
Straight to the face. Yo, this guy, Sean, I'll tell you who he is after the show.
I know who you're talking
But
about.
You know who I'm talking about.
But we're
Let's
not gonna
just
mention his
say
name.
it.
No.
I can't hold it.
No. Because all the comedians gonna be listening to this. No. I know who you're talking about.
They know who it is.
I know, but
They
we're not
know.
gonna do that. No, just.
Okay,
but,
let's do it like this.
No.
comes-
City, let's stay on
She's
court.
like,
Let's
it
stay on
rhymes
case.
with-
Let's stay and see how black folks are. They want to tell it.
I'm
City,
just kidding. I'm not going to do it because
City,
I don't want him.
Of course.
I don't want him getting on Facebook.
Of course.
Because he loves getting on Facebook, going live,
Yeah.
saying that Hottie Toddy
Yeah.
got on the show.
Yes, of course.
But anyway.
There are those
I don't-
rare exceptions, Senny J, where you do have that one person that maybe if
This
they.
guy's been bombing so bad. This guy's been bombing, and he don't care. It's such an embarrassing feeling. You feel so humiliated, and you want to cry. You don't know what to do. It's like being a 4-year-old. You don't know what to do with all those pent-up emotions.
Senny,
But
I
we're
think,
so-
but Hottie, don't you think, to go a little deeper into it, Senny, and everybody, Hottie Toddy's on the phone, God bless her. Do you think that, for me, like, I think it was premeditated? Like, I would carry my bomb with me. I had my bomb all day.
Right.
Like, my bomb was in my pocket. Like,
It's right here
You
with
kind
me.
of know, yes, Sean, you're right. You kind of know that you're not ready for this, but you're going to get the time anyway. You just, you kind of feel the bomb.
Yeah.
You can
Right.
feel the bomb.
like, you're going to fail.
Right.
But sometimes the audience will have, depending on who you are, what your presentation is like, how you present yourself to the crowd. It depends on how they look at you and they might have a little mercy on you. Sometimes you don't always get boo. You don't always get that. Sometimes you just get laughter. They have a little mercy on you.
Right.
They have a little mercy on you.
Now, Senny,
Right.
this is how it starts. The physical stage part of it. First of all, you have after coming to the stage, Shawn Harvey, for some reason, all your self-esteem leaves you while you walk into the chamber of death.
Right.
And then they hand you the rod of submission. You put it in your hand, and while you stand in this chamber of death, embalming, because now you think about how much of a piece of crap that you are, and none of the words are articulating to anyone in the crowd. Senny, the bomb usually starts from the left side of the room. For some reason, and most of us are right-handed. But why does the bomb come from the left side? And it goes like, boo. It's a boo. The booing, I mean.
Right.
The booing starts from the left side of the room.
In the back. Usually in the back on the left.
And it's usually a man or woman, and they usually tuck their body down, like sort of if you're in an airplane before the airplane crash, and they tell you to tuck down, like it was like, you can't see them.
Right.
And then it goes like this, and they go, boo.
Boo.
Right. And And the boo is like the jet stream in a weather forecast.
Right.
It goes from west to east. And when you get the first boo, then there's the disgruntled guy in the back that's angry all day about whatever is going on in his life.
All the time. Then you have your professional boos.
Right.
You have people that come to shows. That's what they come to do. They're like, they'll come to boo you so that someone else will win. I've had guys say, I'll come and boo everyone there to make sure you freaking win. White guy. Right? So you
But then the funny thing about the boo, and then everybody hottie ties on the phone. Boo, when you hear the boo, it's also another form of denial, because when you hear the boo, the comedian usually go, I did. I go, who did that? Who said who did that? But by the time you try to identify that person, the jet stream is coming. You're already getting booed. The boos are coming in sections now.
Yeah.
Yeah, now your whole set becomes who said boo?
Who did that?
So
It's the neighbors in the room.
So what are you supposed
And you can
to
tell
do?
when a comic is gonna boo. This is an indication that the bomb is coming. And when this particular comedian always says, "Give me some love, y'all." Like, come on, can anybody, like the doors of the church is open. Can you please give me some?
And Senny, white folks don't boo. Black folks boo.
Right.
Yeah, black people.
Blacks and Latinos is gonna get you.
Yeah, they're going to let you know.
They're
The
going
Latinos may not even boo, but Ray, Nay, and Baby, they boo.
They booing, Senny. And they booing, and then you get the aggressive booer.
Right.
That's the one
Yeah.
you see. You see that person. And they're like, boo! And now when you're getting booed, Senny,
Yeah.
whatever lighting is in the room magnetize 1,000 degrees, and then you start sweating.
Right. More.
I gotta hang up. Listen,
Okay,
I'm gonna hang up and listen to the show.
Okay.
But Shawn, I love you so much. And
Love you too.
You've always been one of my top. You've raised your way all the way up. You've risen to the top 5 because when you and I have conversations on the phone, we laugh so hard sometimes. Because we get each other, and it's one of those things, especially when I hear you say, "Oh God, oh God," what "Oh God" means.
Yes, well,
But it's just congratulations on everything. I hope
you.
to see you soon. I wish I could make it to Jersey. Just seems a little far, but I hope to see you real soon. Stay safe, my brother. Love you much. Senny J, looking good. I'm really proud of you. Proud of the show. Stay together. Stay safe. Stay up, and keep fighting a good fight. Peace.
all right, God bless you. Let's clap for Heidi. I said we're gonna move on, but Senny, you got the aggressive booer.
Right.
So 2 things happen after that, because now you can't hear anything but boos. Everything that you wanted to say is out the window. Now you're looking for help, Senny. You're looking for help via the host.
Are you supposed to work through the
No,
booze?
no, no,
Are you
no,
supposed to
no,
keep
no, no,
going?
no.
Or do you exit
No.
stage left?
Right.
Immediately.
It's more of an exit stage left, but
You should work through it.
when it's some booze you can't work through. You're looking for help. Even though you're in this sanctuary, that's the stage, the death chamber. You're looking for someone to bail you out. So you scan the room for the host. And usually the host at that time is talking to the DJ if there's a DJ in the room.
Right.
Because he's telling the DJ, you're going to have to play some music right now. And then in my case, Senny J, I've got booed so bad where the host just came up to the stage, snatched the mic from me in a loving way,
Right.
give it up for Shawn Harvey, and then clean up my mess. Okay. Shout out to Hottie Toddy Senny. Thank you so much. Hey, guys, thanks for listening to that story, these stories. Perseverance, man. Keep going. Don't stop. Even for the comedian she talked about that's been booing for 20 years, keep going, bro. Senny, one quick break, and then we'll come back.
Who is it? It's Young and Nut, and I'm doing them.
right, we back. We're just enjoying some music of beloved DJ Young and Nut. It is a Feel Good Friday, August the 20th, 2021. Senny is 51 minutes after the hour. Welcome back, guys. Shawn Harvey Morning Show. Featuring the Wake Up Team. That's Senny J, Barbi Cologne, where you get your morning started right. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right.
Did you see that lady?
That the chat room's wide open, or please call in 570-982-6950. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Senny. Buck, you on the phone?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, hold on, everybody. Hold on. Senny.
Yeah.
Everybody, one of my good friends, one of my brothers in comedy, and Buck, I apologize for not posting that flyer. I'll do it today. One of the king of Philadelphia comedy, one of the kings of Philly comedy, my man Buck Wild is on the phone. Let's clap for him.
Hey, good morning.
Yo, Buck came to back in the Poconos a few years back and destroyed the room. I'm gonna get Buck down here to Bethlehem in a few months. One of the leading comedians throughout the country. And Senny, just before we get into shouting out the room and all the news and everything, I was talking about my bomb stories, and Holly called in, and now Buck Wild is on the phone. Buck, everybody, let's clap for him, man. Come on, son.
I want to know why you Negroes up so early.
We're getting our morning started right.
Yeah, we do. Right, exactly. Right, that is a valid question. We do a morning podcast here Monday through Friday, Buck.
Yeah, y'all niggas crazy, nigga. I'm up taking blood pressure medicine, and that nigga like, yo, call in, nigga. I'm like, nigga, I'm asleep.
Now,
Just getting in 6, nigga.
yeah. Now this is Buck. I'm gonna let him fly. I'm gonna let him rock. Now, Senny, again, when I was a New Jack comedian, I went down to Philly for the first time back in the days. And I saw a Buck Wild comedian on stage. It was something like I never saw before, Senny. Right. This man not only was he funny and ripping the room, they were loving this guy. It's almost like an optical illusion. Right. You know how you see somebody, you go like, who the hell is this guy?
Right.
But he's doing exactly what you want to do. He's doing it the right way.
Right.
But how long? First of all, how long have you been doing? If you go down to Philadelphia, everybody knows he's known throughout the country, of course, but he's based in Philadelphia. But how long?
I say about shit. Charlie got 30 years. I got at least 25.
25 years of stand-up on the urban side, Senny.
Yeah, I got 25. I ain't never have a job. Let me tell you a story real quick.
Go ahead.
Ray Gordon. Yeah. Mike Blackson got me started.
Michael Blackson said.
Michael Blackson, the African King of Comedy, got me started, and I came under D. Lee. D. Lee was a comedian from St. Louis, and he moved to Philly.
Right.
And he's with Wendy Williams on Height 97, and he was with Power 99.
Right.
D. Lee is the guy behind Wendy Williams. How you doing?
Oh, right.
He's the nigga that made that up.
Whoa. Okay.
So he was my mentor. So he taught me, and he gave Teray a better opportunity because D. Lee at the time had the Laugh House.
Right.
So me and Teray was under D. Lee. Teray was way ahead of me 3 years, but I was underneath him.
Right.
So Michael Blackson gave me my first shot, and I returned that to Kevin Hart in like 97, 98. When I met Kevin Hart, I took Kev. He was called Kev the Best. I took him to the Laugh House, and the rest is history.
Right.
So that's how long I've been doing comedy and like trying to give back. So the next step now in Philly is Skeet Carter. So he's the next big thing coming out.
So Senny, you see what it is. Like a lot of folks don't, and that's why I try to share as much as I can about what I do for a living and my comedic brothers and sisters that I love to death, because a lot of you guys see the finished product. You see the Kevin Harts of the world who we love to death and who Buck knows personally, but people don't know the story of how a lot of these guys get put on.
Yeah.
Like Buck Wild, who's on the phone right now, is the comedian that put Kevin Hart on stage. You would never know it. Right. Cindy, you would never know that this is the guy that said, yo, like I was sharing how I was rolling with Smokey Suarez. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
He took this guy underneath his wing and said, yo, let's go out and hit these clubs.
Let's do this.
Buck.
Yeah.
Senny, this
Yep. We
Buck,
start working.
yo, Buck, this guy's follow Buck. We're gonna get all the social media in a minute. This guy is amazing at what he does. Buck,
It's easy to follow me, Buck Wild, and I'm from Philly, 215. So that's easy. Buck Wild, 215. That's easy.
you know, Buck. Before we get back into the comedy, you know, we have a lot of folks that listen to us down in Philly, right, City? And boy, I always tell people to stay away from the Kensington area, Buck. Buck.
Stay away from the whole Philly. You talking about Kensington.
Yo, Buck, what is it about Kensington that everybody?
Kensington area humbles you. Two things COVID did. COVID showed you that you wasn't in control of anything. COVID showed the world you are not in control.
Right.
Two,
Right.
it showed you that if you wasn't a hustler before COVID, you wasn't going to survive during COVID.
True.
Kensington is both. You're not in control, and if you're not a hustler, you won't survive. That's where all the white people come from, the Northeast, the townships, suburbs, and they get high, and they get stuck, and they been down here for 6-7 months, and there's more white people than blacks. But all of them intermingle and all of them get high, and they got houses that they go to in Kensington to get high.
Wow.
You pay the person, you come in their house and you put a needle in your arm and fall out.
Wow. See?
And it's crazy. So if you got any kids and they want to do drugs, you take them to Kensington, they get off of drugs.
Unbelievable. Now, Buck, I was sharing at the beginning of my career, Senny, I as a new comedian, Senny, and from my experience in doing comedy for 17 years, new comedians bomb on a regular basis, because I know for me, I know I did.
Hey, you don't get good unless you bomb, nigga.
Right, exactly. I like I said, Senny, they call me Bomb Master Shawn. Like, you know what I mean? But I shared a story about doing a show at the BB King's. It was 400 people there. My cousin was the promoter. I was only doing comedy for literally 90 days. I had no material. I bought the whole block. The whole, you know when you're new doing stand-up, Senny, you bring the block. I bought the whole block. I bought my mother. I bought my wife at the time, my baby mother, Senny J, and the people that worked at my job to this comedy show. Wasn't ready to do stand-up at all and bombed in front of everybody. And then I went back to work and they snapped on me, Senny J, for 2 years behind that. My wife at the time was like, yo, don't ever do that again. My mother was chasing around Tony Robbins because she thought he was the funniest person she ever saw in his life.
That's crazy.
My cousin didn't speak to me for 3 years.
Oh my God.
Rip Michaels was the host, got on stage and started snap. It was a mess.
That's
it was
crazy.
a horrible feeling, Senny J. But Senny still stayed the course.
Right.
But
I never been booed. I only was booed because I'm gonna give you three scenarios.
Everybody, Buck Wild,
One,
Philadelphia King of Comedy's on the phone in Philly. Buck Wild.
So I did a show, and the course of your material ain't funny, niggas will give you the boo look. So I always got the boo look when I started doing comedy because I was raw, and I was too raw with no material.
Right.
So they always give me the boo look. You ever see a deer stuck in a headlight?
Yeah.
When you know what's coming and niggas just looking at you, that's how the crowd used to look at me like, nigga, if you don't get your ass off the stage, but they never booed me. That's one. Phase two is I did a show at a bar, and excuse me, the birthday girl was the loudest bitch in there. And I didn't know it was her birthday, and I destroyed this bitch at the bar.
Oh God.
And everybody at the bar was like, all right, get this nigga the fuck out of here.
All right.
So they ain't boo me, but they wanted to fight. Get this nigga the fuck. Had that same energy outside.
All right.
Them niggas told me had that same
Oh.
energy outside,
Oh.
God.
Uh,
That was 2. And 3 is me and Struncho from LA
Right. Scruncho, yes.
did J. Anthony Brown room. And we both got standing ovations. You
Right.
know why we both got standing ovations?
Why?
Because we was the only 2 niggas to fuck in there. So he stood up and clapped for me,
All right.
and I stood up and clapped for him.
All right. City, the journey of comedy is
Comedy is hard, bro.
yo, it's hard. We could sit here all day and talk about stand-up comedy and you can hear his experience. But Buck, when was that time? And then we're gonna let you go. Everybody, we in Philly tonight. Mike
So
Grassley, I need you in the building. Danielle Williams, come on out. All my folks from Philly, we be in Philly. I'll be in Philly tonight, 7 p.m. I'm gonna put the flyer up and put all that up. I need y'all in the building tonight.
So we gonna wild out tonight. We doing a comedy show. We raising money for kids that couldn't get book bags and family members couldn't afford to give them books or nothing for school because everybody wasn't blessed with unemployment,
Right.
or none of that stuff. So I got with the senator, and the senator said, "Buck, I need you to do something, give back." So tonight we're at 2101 West Hunting Park. 2101 West Hunting Park. I'll say it again. 2101 West Hunting Park is called Lou and Q's. It's called the Mask Off Outside Comedy Show. So if it rain or whatever, we'll take it inside, but most likely we clear, we good. It's a little cloudy right now, but it ain't gonna be raining later on, so we good. It's an outside comedy show.
And I'm gonna post a flyer in the group room. As soon as the
doors
show's
open 6, show starts 7.
Buck, and one more, everybody, Buck Wild, king of comedy in Philadelphia. God bless him. Buck, just quick before we let you go, Senny, I know we got to get into the shouting out the room and everything. Buck, when was that moment like you fell in love with stand up? When was that moment or those occasions when you was like, you know what? This, you know what I'm saying, Senny? Because there's moments, we have that moment of clarity.
Right.
In anything that we do in life, and we go, you know what? This is what I want to do. This is it. This is it right here. Buck, you ever had that? When was that moment for you?
Kevin Hart took me to Laugh-A-Palooza. That's in Montreal. That means Laugh-A-Palooza means it's bigger than Philly, it's bigger than New York, it's bigger than Chicago, Atlanta, Miami. It's bigger than the United States. He took me to another country, Montreal, Canada, where their first language is French.
Yeah.
And he put me on the stage, and I had to rock it in front of 35 to 5,000 people, and they didn't speak no fucking English. That's when I fell in love with comedy. That was in 2010.
Wow.
And I've been doing comedy for 25 years.
Senny,
That's when I understood the business of comedy. Topic, setup, punchline, make people laugh. Comedy is hard.
Yes.
You gotta make everybody laugh in 8 to 10 seconds.
Yes.
Everybody got short attention span.
Yes.
So anything past 10 seconds to make somebody laugh, nigga, you're gonna be struggling.
Yes. He's right. Senny, he is so right about that.
I looked at Red Fox old tapes.
Right.
Red Fox was giving you 30 jokes in 1 minute. I said, how the fuck he do that? 30 jokes in 1 minute. They don't even write jokes like that no more, bro.
Right. No, you're absolutely right.
Don Rickles was a beast.
Definitely a beast.
Don Rickles is a monster. Robin Williams, Mort for Mort.
Yeah.
Nano was a monster.
Yes.
Like these guys was monsters on stage. You be like, damn. So I say all that to say, keep going, right? If you think you funny, get you 5 minutes worth of material. Talk about school, talk about grandma, talk about your mom, talk about your kids, and write it down. Don't write nothing past 2 minutes. And you can always add on to the jokes.
Exactly.
But you always got to have a topic, and then you set it up. So your topic might be, my cousin, Leroy, is coming out the closet, and he's gay.
Right.
That's the topic. I support gay rights. The setup is this nigga is 67.
Right.
It's too late in the game to be sucking dick at
Oh,
67.
Fuck, wait.
Or is this the PG show?
Yeah, yeah. Fuck.
Is this the same Christian show? Y'all didn't tell me.
No, don't worry about it.
All right, but the top is the topic, set up a punchline. I support my cousin Leroy. He's gay. He's 67.
Man.
And my grandma, I'm finding out, telling me she don't want Leroy to be gay. Boom, 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 boom. And you go into the joke. So it always gotta come full circle, and it gotta balance out. Topic, set up, punchline.
See?
So just keep writing your jokes, keep going. Even in this practice every day, man. Michael Jordan ain't score 50 a night.
Right.
He
Right.
ain't score 50 a night. So you gotta get up there and take your swings and take your shots.
Let's clap for him, man. See? Gave us an educational
I appreciate
stand
y'all.
up.
I apologize for cursing.
No, don't worry about
I
it.
wake up with the ratchet mouth. I'm Buck Wild getting up. I'm the same one.
That's right.
Going to sleep and getting off stage.
All right, so we appreciate. I'll put a picture up on Buck. Buck, where can they find you? I'm gonna put a picture up of Buck and the
215 on Instagram, and I got my new podcast. I'm filming every 2 weeks in Tampa. It's called Ex Uncle Buck Podcast. So it's called Ex Uncle Buck and Friends.
Right.
And I film it in Tampa with Sally Berry and Peter Rich. So just follow me on Ex Uncle Buck on Instagram or BuckWild215, or you can look me up on YouTube, Ex Uncle Buck or Comedian Buck Wild.
Good. God bless him. Come on, clap for Buck. We're gonna take a quick break.
morning.
Buck, I'll see you tonight. Come on.
Thank you.
DJ Young and I. If he ain't playing, I ain't staying.
All right, we back. God bless you on the Feel Good Friday. Special shout out to Hottie Toddy and Buck Wild on the Feel Good Friday for sharing their experience, strength, and hope here on the show. Senny, are we having a problem with the feed?
No, I don't know. It just might be me, but
No, it's
I
me
feel
too,
like
because I
people
can't.
there,
I
but-
can't. That's why you got to go to Comedy Cloud, and you got to go to Comedy World Net Radio, and you got to go to ShawnHarveyMorningShow.com sometime, or download the WFLX app, and also 94.5 The Blaze. Download these things because, or you can switch over to YouTube. Senny, we're on YouTube. You have multiple sources of to reach the show. I say it each and every day. I don't know if it's glitching in the chat room. I think it is, but like I said, go on over to these other apps. My first recommended source would be Comedy World Net Radio, because we're directly plugged into them, so we could shut the social media feed, and we could definitely go right there. So I don't know. I'm not gonna cut the social media feed off because I don't know if it's running. I don't even know if it's up and running. Put a number one chat room if you're even there.
Yeah, put your names in the chat room because I can't see.
We can't see it. I don't know if it's
room.
because we played the music, but it's the same music every day, and we just played a few minutes of it. I don't know, but Senny, let's get into some Front page news. Let's get into that, and then we're gonna shout out the room at the end, and then we're gonna name a chat room member of the week, right, Senny?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so what we'll do is, and thanks guys for just sharing, listening to these stories. We truly appreciate it on Feel Good Friday. But what we'll do is we're gonna. Buck is funny. It's my fault. I forgot to tell him not to curse and all that, but I didn't want to just. Maybe they shut the feed down because Buck was cursing. Front page news with CJ. Let's go. Front page news, y'all, with Sydney J. Hey. Front page news. Why? S to the E-double-N-Y, and you can't deny. Ha, she got the front page news, y'all. She got the facts, y'all. She's not the whack, y'all. That's Sydney J. Hey. S to the E-double-N-Y, and you can't deny. Doesn't get high. Sydney J. She goes all the way with the news, y'all. Special shout out to S to the E-double-N-Y, and you can't deny. She got the front page news, y'all. Front page news, y'all. Special shout out to Mark, Diane, Mark Hall. Thank you so much for creating this beat for us over a year ago. Thank you.
Yes, shout out to them. Yes, I'm going to start off with some news that I have. OnlyFans, which is a popular social media app that has been making its way across people's phones and screens. You know, it's basically an app that you can use to promote yourself. People pay to subscribe to see what you post. You can't see anything on that profile page unless you pay the subscription fee. Now, most notably, it's grown, due to people doing sexually explicit things on there. It's a UK-based company, and it soared in popularity during the pandemic as people around the globe were looking for new sources of income. While the platform's original purpose was for users to create exclusive content for purchase, it quickly became known as a popular way to get the bag using adult content. And it looks like that era is coming to an end. OnlyFans announced the company was looking for funding to move away from adult content. According to Bloomberg, OnlyFans will begin sweeping the site for adult content and blocking anything deemed sexually explicit. They stated, in order to ensure the long-term sustainability of our platform and continue to host an inclusive community of creators and fans, we must evolve our content guidelines. While the site will still allow users topmost partially nude photos and videos, adult content must fit within the platform's new guidelines in order to remain live on the site. Many of the site's most popular creators post adult content, and the platform has been praised for creating a safe space for sex workers to do their jobs. Because of this, the company announced it is committed to all of its users. They said, we remain dedicated to our community of 130 million users and over 2 million content creators that have earned for over $5 billion on our platform. We will actively support and guide our creators through this change. They also report the change comes as OnlyFans looks for new funding to help the platform become a mainstream media company. According to reports, backers are looking to invest more than $1 billion into OnlyFans. Details regarding the new guidelines are scarce, but OnlyFans said it will be providing a more in-depth look into changes in days to come.
Well, you're going to have to sell your vagina someplace else. It was good wise lasses. Cindy, we need to create an OnlyFans account for the show because
I don't understand why.
Part of it is, well, if you created your own, and that's the thing. I think the websites are a thing of if you're not like a major merchant of a website like Amazon and all that. Websites are done because you could like create your own website and have your own sexual content on that website, but because of these multiple platforms like OnlyFans, CJ, it's easier to drive. Obviously, because of how much money they made, over billions of dollars for their creators, and they're making money as well. Why would you go to any kind of website when you just go right on this platform?
I don't know why. Well,
But then
it's
on the
harder for us. Just a regular person. A regular person can just create a website, but it's harder. You're gonna have to do more promotion.
Yes, of course, right.
To get traffic,
Right.
where these platforms already have the people.
Already
there
have the
for you.
people, exactly.
You just have to, promote yourself to them. So
Right.
it makes it easier.
Right, and that's why the days of the website is numbered, and that's what the young folks say is facts 100, 1,000. Because why would you do that when you have millions of people coming on to this site? Now, there's one
or
thing.
you get your people from the site and then drive them to your website.
Right now, right, exactly. But that ain't happening either. Because why?
That's what they're that's what most of them probably already have, and that's what you need for things like this. Because when the apps now are not like if you have a lot of followers, you know what I'm saying. If you have 100,000 followers, but now they can't see your sexual content anymore on OnlyFans, then they can go to your website if they still want to follow you and see that.
And will they do that? We don't know, but
that's the only reason they're on OnlyFans.
Exactly.
So if they don't have that, what are they even on the app for?
Right. So, and then the second part, the one thing that fascinates me about this is the fact that you just said in the report that, like, see, I haven't had the camera on me the whole time.
I know.
The one thing that intrigues me about this is the fact that it's a safe haven for sex workers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that I like that part of it. You very rarely, you don't hear stories that many stories of sex workers being killed and choked. That some guy meets up with a woman in a sleazy hotel and he kills her and all that. The internet has kind of allowed that to be. You don't hear those type of stories,
right,
as much.
Right.
So to have OnlyFans to protect sex workers, I'm for that. In a weird, you want sex workers to also sex workers has rights as well.
Yeah, but I mean,
but
they have plenty of outlets.
Now at the same time, the OnlyFans who probably business model was something else, Senny. They didn't think that, that all of a sudden you start showing vagina and penis, they didn't know that their site was going to become like a porn site almost.
Yes, they did. This company is based out of the UK. The UK is very liberal with sex and all types of stuff like that. That's what they based their platform on. They knew what people were on here doing. It got popular. I mean, sex is a multi-billion-dollar industry. So this is why I don't understand why they weren't making why they're looking for outside investors, because you're obviously making money. You know what I'm saying? If you have $5 billion to pay out to creators, that means you guys are making money on the back end. So, but I guess they want to be more. They don't want to be an adult entertainment site.
Yeah,
but
because that's what it is.
But that sector makes a huge amount of money. So I don't know why it really matters. What are you trying to be, like a YouTube? There's already that. So I don't know. I think that they're cutting off a huge market of the people that made them what they are, and it's a popular sector for that, and they should just, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Now you're competing with Facebook and YouTube and da-da-da-da because you're trying to be that and like Twitch and all that other stuff.
It's like CVS pharmacies when they stop selling cigarettes.
Right. Like, just stick with what works.
Well, hey, CVS is still in business. So, there you go. In the next few weeks, all my porn stars. I've never been on OnlyFans, CJ. I've never been on that site.
Yeah, me neither.
I know what it is, and I know that there's strong sexual content on it. I get it. Mm-hmm. And people are paying for it, and that's the porn industry is one of the top industries in the world right now, especially due with COVID and everyone's locked in, and that's when the power, because there's power in porn, CJ. Because you can simply just watch a free app like a Pornhub. Like, you can watch Pornhub,
and they're free,
and that's free,
and they make tons of money,
right? And you can still achieve the same goals you want with Pornhub and with OnlyFans, and you ain't even got to pay for it. Yeah. So that's how the power of the porn Because I used to watch Pornhub back in the day. See, put a number one chat room if you used to watch Pornhub, or if you watch Pornhub now currently.
Right.
But OnlyFans, that's it. It's done.
Right.
They want to go a whole nother route. After distributing $5 billion to creators, and they go on a whole nother route. They want to compete with the HBOs of the world. So there you go. But they're gonna allow some kind of nudity,
Some type of nudity, brief nudity,
like Instagram nudity,
like maybe like suggestive photos. You know,
like Instagram,
Yeah, probably like that. Probably a little bit more liberal.
but no no $8.99 content. $8.99 a month content where you see what's really going down.
Right, where you get like 2-minute videos.
Oh, yeah, you
and
get none of that.
unlimited pictures and all
Right.
of that.
Right.
Yeah. So
What else you got?
sorry about that.
Sorry,
yes.
guys. And I would, if I was in that realm.
I think it's going to be bad for them.
If I was in that realm, I would just go with Pornhub and I wouldn't even go to that next level. I wouldn't go to put in a more chat room if you have OnlyFans and watching porn with OnlyFans.
They could become the premier place for
sex workers.
Yeah, that y'all would be over.
Right, and you know what? But wouldn't that like the pornographic? They would be taking over the pornographic industry, though, Senny. Because imagine porn actors just not even doing porn no more. They could do it on their own. That's what the internet did.
Right.
You could do your own porn and get paid. Why would you even need the middleman?
Right, you don't.
You don't even need the middleman.
Right, just do it yourself. Put it on there.
I would be very concerned if I was a porn producer.
They could have an award show. They can do
Right,
something.
they could have an award show.
Come on, OnlyFans.
They could
rethink this.
But you know what, Senny? If it's not OnlyFans, it's gonna be another platform.
Somebody else is gonna fill the gap.
Sure, right. You're right about that. Put a pause on that.
Might be me.
Hopefully.
The FTC is suing Facebook for antitrust violations again. They have filed a new antitrust complaint against Facebook, rebooting a high-stakes case to break up the social media giant after a federal judge tossed the agency's original complaint in June. Yeah, they just got done with this. Progressive Federal Trade Commission Chair Lena Khan joined with her two Democratic colleagues in a 3-2 party line vote Wednesday to file the new complaint. The agency's two Republicans, who both opposed the suit when it was first filed in December, voted against the new bid. This suit seeks to force Facebook to sell off Instagram and WhatsApp in what would be the United States' first court-ordered breakup of a company on antitrust grounds since AT&T in the early 80s. Facebook had tried to block Khan from participating in its case, citing her past statements and work on tech antitrust issues. But in a statement, the FTC said the agency has determined that she doesn't have a conflict of interest. There was no valid claim that Facebook was a monopolist, and that has not changed. Our acquisitions of Instagram and WhatsApp were reviewed and cleared many years ago, and our platform policies were lawful, said a Facebook spokesperson. The FTC's claims are an effort to rewrite antitrust laws and upend settled expectations of merger review, declaring to the business community that no sale is ever final. And of course, you know, the FTC first sued Facebook in December, alleging that the social network had illegally cemented its dominance by strategically buying up potential rivals, including Instagram and WhatsApp. For those it couldn't buy out, Facebook took other steps, such as selectively cutting off rivals' access to its data and users.
You know what's weird
I don't
about
think they're gonna win this.
you know what's weird about this? You know, you have folks that are strictly, Facebook or they're Facebook, Instagram. I'm like a Facebook, Instagram. I'm more Facebook than Instagram. And then you have folks that are just strictly Instagram and they think Facebook is corny, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you sound like you're ridiculous if you're thinking that way, because Facebook owns it all. So if you're sitting there like, yo, I don't do Facebook, I'm an Instagram guy. Facebook owns Instagram. And what's that? WhatsApp? I love that app. they have the WhatsApp, right?
Yeah.
And they have an Instagram, and they have Facebook,
Right.
and they are monopolizing the whole situation.
Right.
We're on Facebook right now.
And they tried to buy Snapchat.
and they want and they want to buy Snapchat.
Yes.
And-
but Snapchat didn't sell to them. Which I don't know. I don't know if you can really have a monopoly when it's on the internet. You know.
Yeah. Well, the
I think
the Federal Trade Commission has a lot to say with this. It's like back in the day, Senny, they had a Standard Oil back in the day. The Rockefeller owned it, and that's where you got your gas.
Right.
There was no other place to get gas for automobiles and planes and heating your house and all that. And then electricity came, right?
Right.
So that kind of shut some of that down. But they sued the Rockefeller guy because he monopolized the oil business.
Right.
And then they broke it down to Shell and Chevron and Mobil and all these other things. Like they couldn't let this one guy control all the oil in the world, CJ, especially in the United States of America.
Right.
Are we giving Mark Zuckerberg this power right now? Does he have the legit power? I think he does.
But it's just like different things like the phone company, oil.
Yeah, and the
gases,
phone company. Right.
That is just, those are utilities. You know, one person can't control the price of it for everybody because, you know, those are things like energy, you know, we need and things like that.
You don't think
This
we
is
need the social media?
No, it's a social media app. You can't blame somebody because they decide the Facebook only has power. Why? Because 1 billion people use it. They decide to all use this one social media app. They don't have to use it. There's still other social media platforms that people can use. They can't help it that it's popular. The problem is that Facebook holds a lot of data, and the fact that they can market to all these people and they, you know, can do all these analytics on all these people's information, I think is what the government's problem is. They don't like that they have that much power. But I mean, it's really not bothering anybody. You can't be mad at him for buying up apps. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but the problem is
That's like somebody owning, you know, a bunch of restaurants, like, or they buy up the restaurants in their area. You can't get mad at them for that.
Yeah, but but there's a serious problem with that because even though you can almost equate social media and Facebook to utilities, because billions of people actually identify themselves with this app.
But they don't need it to live.
Yeah. Some of them do.
Okay,
some
but
of them do.
But that's another psychological thing.
And that's the problem.
But that's not going to hit me as being an entrepreneur or an owner.
We can live without it. I think we can. Some people can't.
And
it is a monopoly.
And it doesn't control the internet. How does owning 3 apps control the internet? And they're not even the most communicate.
It seemed like because all roads kind of lead back to Facebook. It seems like all roads lead back to it.
Because it's a popular and they have a good marketing strategy that they can integrate it with a lot of stuff.
Now, should they break up Facebook and make different Facebooks?
Well, no, they're not saying break up Facebook. What they're saying is that he needs to sell. They want him to sell Instagram or to sell WhatsApp.
That's the same thing. It's the same thing. They want to break up Facebook. You're right, but the guy made he's a crude businessman. He brought up all the competition, and everybody else is mad. Don't be surprised down the road, guys, that you have a different. They might try their best to stop this monopoly of Facebook. They are monopolizing the whole situation, especially with the if they couldn't, they wanted to buy. The evidence is they wanted to buy Snapchat. I mean, come on. I mean, how many of them out there? And then don't they have a black social media site that none of us support? Like what site was that? Wasn't there a black Facebook?
I think it's like Black Planet or something.
What was the name of the black social media site? Are we all on that?
And there is other social media sites,
But no
if
one-
people don't use the how,
Right.
how is that my fault if other people
what's
don't
the
use
what's the
them?
other social media sites?
I don't know.
But see, there's the
They're
problem.
out there.
See, there's a problem because
It
none of us
depends on
really,
what
none of
people
us,
wanna
none of
use
us
them.
really know. Put in the chat room
I
if you
think
can name.
MySpace is still open.
Look, Google that. See if that's still open.
There's Pinterest.
yeah.
Everything is pretty much a social media.
What
thing.
is how many social media? Name me 5 other social media sites.
I don't
Name
use
me
them,
5 other social media sites because I really don't know. Pinterest is a social media site.
Yeah.
Right.
Where people you know, there's Reddit.
Reddit.
Yes, people.
Reddit. Okay, there go
people use
one.
Reddit. Tumblr is a popular one. I know my sister's on Tumblr.
Tumblr.
She uses that. That's mostly like pictures and.
That's like Instagram.
Yeah, it's kind of like Instagram, but it's kind of better. It's like more memes and stuff. Tumblr is pretty cool. TikTok. You know,
Oh yeah, TikTok.
is
That's
a
right.
Social media.
I did my first TikTok post yesterday.
There's one called Whisper. That one, it's like supposed to be like people on there like post like
What?
their secrets and stuff like that. Like you're like anonymous on there. There's Twitter. You know.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's Twitter. I forgot about that. So Facebook doesn't own Twitter?
Snapchat. No. Jack Dorsey owns Twitter.
Oh.
LinkedIn, well,
That's corny.
that's corny. That's a work site.
That's corny.
Yeah, so Pinterest, Tumblr, Reddit, you know, and some of these people don't even have Facebook. They're like, nah, I don't even mess with Facebook.
Yeah, right,
So,
of course. But then what about the billion? This is saying like over 1 billion people are on Facebook.
Yeah.
How many people? If there's 1 billion people on Facebook and there's 350 million people in the United States, kind of means like everybody in the United States is on Facebook. So how many people are on the planet? How many people? I think the Federal Trade Commission has a bigger. This is beyond them because the rest of the world is on Facebook as well.
Yeah, and so technically they only own like 3 out of 15. That's not a monopoly.
Yeah, but out of one of them is 1 billion registered people.
That's not their fault. And 1 billion of them can deregister tomorrow. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that they're going to
Senny, we
lose this
blocked off
again.
of Facebook. Somebody just texted me. I don't know who this is. We're blocked off of Facebook.
Oh, no. I have to figure out why that is.
Oh, wait, we blocked. Wait, let me give them. Hold on. We blocked. So look, they all on. Some of us, they on YouTube, CJ.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
You guys are on YouTube there.
good.
So so we'll see what happens with that. I think the FTC is gonna lose again. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
just got it tossed out in June.
I think that this is about when does the decision come down?
I don't know. They just refiled it,
Right, well-
but their last decision got shot down just a few months.
Yeah,
ago.
that ain't. I don't think that's gonna work. There's no way you can. This is a social media site, and there's people all over. You might as well shut down the internet if that's the case.
Right.
And I don't think you're gonna win this one. Too many, 1 billion. You got 1 billion people. 1 billion. Like Asia and Europe and all those folks are on social media over there. It would have to be a collective of all the Federal Trade Commissions throughout the world to stop this monster called Facebook.
Oh yeah, and no, it's not. And some places don't have it. Some people can't get on Facebook.
Still 1 billion though. 1 billion though.
It has.
It's still 1 billion though.
Facebook has roughly 2.89 billion monthly active users.
How many?
2.89 billion.
Hold on. 2.89 billion active users.
Yes, it is the biggest social network worldwide.
2.8 billion. Cindy, how many people on the planet today? Could you text the population, the world's population?
It's over 7 billion.
7 billion. It's 7 billion and almost 3 billion are on Facebook.
Right.
You ain't stopping that.
Yeah.
You're not stopping that.
Yeah.
Trade Commission, you can kiss my black ass. You're not stopping that.
No.
What else you got to say? So everybody going over to YouTube. That's where we at.
Yeah, you can go onto YouTube.
Yeah, go to YouTube because I'm not gonna. Because if comedyworldnet.com. Let's go there because I'm not gonna shut it down. Because if I shut it down, we got to start all over again. We almost towards the end of the show. So yeah, this is a good refresher course for everyone to go on over to YouTube, but also download the Comedy World Net Radio app because down the road we're gonna start doing that whole thing too. So we appreciate you, Senny. What else? We're gonna let me go.
Yes.
Senny, let's go on over to YouTube and also let's go on over to Comedy World Net Radio and let's hang out with those guys over there. Senny, what else you have?
Okay. Yes, the U.S. Education Department has announced it will cancel $5.8 billion in outstanding student loans for borrowers who are unable to work because of permanent disabilities. About 320,000 people will benefit from the decision, and the relief process will become more or less automatic for those who qualify moving forward. The student loan program has been notoriously difficult for borrowers with disabilities who must provide proof of their disabilities and be subject to 3 years of income monitoring. What the F? The Biden administration has been under intense pressure from Democrats to enact broad student debt forgiveness. So they will be doing that. So shout out to the Biden administration. That'll be good. What is income? How are you income monitoring people with disabilities? Because they don't believe that they have disabilities?
Yeah, you got to watch everything. You got to watch everybody. So let's clap for the Biden administration for that because, you know, they've forgiven all these loans. That's a good look right there.
Yeah, they need to keep forgiving them.
They're not going to forgive them all, but forgive enough of them. You know, get your life back together financially. You got to be bogged down by a student loan from 20 years ago, and it's just like it's screwing up your credit, and you got a big $30,000 debt on your credit report, and it's never going away. Joe Biden's made it go away. And you know, he remember that when it's election day a couple of years from now, God willing, I'm gonna vote for Joe again. And if he runs for president, he'd be 2,000 years old, but I'll vote for him. And hey, listen, they might come up with a new different credit scoring system as well. So if you guys are struggling with credit, I think Joe Biden's your friend. Mm-hmm. Joe Biden is your friend if your credit score is bad. They forgiving everything.
American Airlines is extending their ban on alcohol sales to cabin passengers until 2022. American Airlines passengers will have to wait a little longer before alcohol sales resume in the main cabin. So is that different for like first class and stuff? Yeah. That is because the company has decided to extend its suspension of in-flight alcohol service until January 18th, 2022. We are doing all we can to help create a safe environment for our crew and customers on board our aircraft. This is not the first time the carrier has pushed back the suspension's end date. Shortly after Southwest Airlines banned a passenger accused of attacking a flight attendant. News of the latest extension came on the same day. The Federal Aviation Administration announced that proposed fines for unruly passengers this year has topped $1 million. Just weeks ago, the agency warned airports across the country to monitor serving alcohol to passengers, citing a spike in unruly or dangerous passenger behavior aboard planes this year. In a typical year, the FAA sees 100 to 150 formal cases of bad passenger behavior. Since January, the FAA has reported nearly 3,900 incidents, including 2,800 cases involving passengers who refuse to comply with mask mandates on planes. Yeah, so so that's it on American Airlines.
Coming from a former alcoholic, I welcome this news. In the main cabin, so I guess business class, you can still drink. You want to pay that? See now
because they have more decorum over there.
No, because
people in the main cabin can't keep it together.
I think it's a financial issue. So if you're gonna pay an extra $200 to $300, between $150 to $350 to upgrade your ticket to business class, you're not going to want to act up. Or you just can't afford to act up. Because you're not going to want to sit in business class at a $500 seat, $350 to $800 on the seat, and act like a freaking idiot. But you feel like you can act like an idiot at $125. So now what they're doing is, because you don't know how to act, and because there's thousands of reports of fighting on the plane.
Yeah.
They took away. What airlines was this?
This was American Airlines.
Yeah, they took that privilege away from you, and rightfully so. They're not putting up with this nonsense. It's like going over your. It's like bringing somebody to your aunt's house and you're acting up, and they're acting up, and you're not respecting the place, and you're not respecting the property, but you still want to fly. $millions of fines, and you can't fly on the plane no more. That would be the first thing that I would think about if I want to act up on the plane. If I act up on the plane, they put you on a list. You don't think that you're flying on Delta and you smack somebody and you think you could just start flying American. It doesn't work that way. You can't fly, period, on no airline. And that's the thing that I'm concerned about. But you don't care. So now look what they did. They took away your alcohol. They're not putting up with this nonsense. You're getting peanuts, and you're getting those little cookies, and you're getting a glass of water, you're getting a bottle of water, and a little plastic thingy. Indefinitely. What they said, at least 2022?
Yeah, 2022.
Nah, that's gonna go on forever. They say in 2022, but that's gonna go on for a while because you just can't act it. You don't want to put your mask on, and then you get drunk, and now they duct taping people. And I applaud this airlines, and all of them should follow suit with what was it, American? Mm-hmm. American, Delta, and all the other. What's the other airlines? I don't even know these people. Yeah. JetBlue, Delta, Spirit, whatever. No more alcohol in the main cabin because you're idiots. You're stupid. You're not responsible enough to. You're not responsible for your own behavior.
Not responsible
for your own behavior. So guess what they did? Like little kids, they took your little cookie away from you. And the flight attendants, like, my God, like what that, like, how did that job become a hazard? That's a hazardous job now. You probably have more. You're probably more protected, like as a construction worker, Senny, working on a high-rise building. I would probably feel more safe doing that job than a flight attendant.
Right. Well, that's what we're gonna have to do.
See, that's what we're gonna do.
Well,
and then if you don't wear your mask on the plane, they're gonna throw you off the plane.
Yeah.
That's it. They're gonna do it then, and then no one can connect to their next flight. It's just gonna be a mess. All this, we wasn't behaving like this pre-COVID. See, they might have had an incident here or there, right? But this explosion of bad behavior on flights is just out of control.
I don't understand it.
Why are you acting like this?
Yeah, like, I don't know.
We're living in the times where we have a deadly virus out here and people are dying every day, and you want to misbehave like this? This should be the time where we should reflect on our lives and be humble as hell. There's no humility out there at all. So there you go. Can't drink. What else? You can't drink.
Yeah, you can't. You can't drink.
You can't drink. Senny, I'll go a step further than that. Because you know I don't give a damn. I would ban the alcohol from the airports, period. Now they won't be able to make no money.
Right.
You know those little restaurants in the airport, Senny?
Yeah.
That you can get your little brown or white liquor with your beer?
Right.
Ban all of that.
Whoa.
You come into the airport cold sober, or you better get your ass drunk and then come to the airport. I'll get rid of all of that. And it's not the airline's fault. It's not the aviation's fault or the flying commission, whatever you call these guys. It's our fault because we can't behave.
Right. They're
taking us. You don't even have enough gratitude for. Let me just say one more thing. We gotta go because we got 20 minutes. Senny, the arrogancy of this country is perplexed. I'll tell you why. You don't even have enough gratitude to get up in the morning and go, hey, man, there's another person that's going to fly this plane. You don't even know what the pilot, Senny said these stories thousands of times. The pilots are watching porn and sleep. And all. These guys, men and women who are responsible enough to get up in the morning in a clear state of mind without any mood or mind-altering chemicals in their body, Senny J, to fly your punk ass in a capsule at 600 miles an hour at 30,000 feet in the air to get you from point A to point B. You don't even recognize that. You don't even, you're so arrogant that you don't even take a moment and go, you know what, the pilot, man, are they okay? No, you get drunk and start cursing and groping people on the plane. Boy, do we take things for granted in life right now. Now, how would you feel if the pilot came on the plane drunk, Senny? You know what I mean?
Right.
And acting the way you're acting. How would you feel? Take away everything for the plane. Listen, I would, if it was up to me, there'd be like those folks in Afghanistan in them cargo planes. You won't even get a seat.
Not get a seat.
You're not getting a seat. You're going to be on the airplane floor and you got to shut up before you get you to Cincinnati. What else you got? No, because it's not right. Because how do you feel now? Now everyone feels inadequate. Everybody's nervous getting on a plane. It's already enough. People have fear of flying. Just on a normal day. You know how many people fear flying, CJ?
Right.
But now we got to deal with this? No. I wouldn't even give you, I give you a bottle of water. You wouldn't even eat. 8-hour flight, you get cookies. Even in first class. You know what else I do? I know they got to make money. I'll eliminate first class. I'll eliminate all that. If you want first class seat, that's $1,000, $1,500 for that seat. I don't care if we're going from New York to Boston.
Authorities in Memphis confiscated thousands of counterfeit COVID-19 vaccination cards that were imported from China. Authorities seized thousands of counterfeit COVID-19 vaccination cards in Memphis heading to New Orleans. It has been reported that thousands of cards have been seized this year. Every night, officers are seizing shipments from Shenzhen, China, headed to New Orleans, Louisiana, containing dozens of blank counterfeit vaccination cards. Why are they going to Louisiana? Aren't they like not vaccinating down there? The cards that come with the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention logo had several typos. However, there were typos, unfinished words, and some of the Spanish verbiage on the back was misspelled, said the Counterfeit Bureau. They also said, how else did they know it was counterfeit? It was imported by a non-CDC or medical entity, and this was not the first time they had seen this shipper. Creating counterfeit cards is a federal crime. Creating counterfeit cards is a federal crime. As you know, COVID-19 vaccination cards are being required for entry into several cities, and that is why they have seen an uptick in these being spread out. So they're looking for them, and I don't know why they're coming out of China.
Right, that's what I was going to be my question.
That's what makes it even worse.
Why? Because China is there's the bootleg capital of the world. Like,
did it say made in China on the back?
It probably did. It probably said made in China. Is the words are misspelled. God.
Well, now they're saying that, more people, they want these, people to get this, an app that'll have it now, but each state has a different one. But I know in New York, they're saying it's called the Key to NYC Pass, that they want you to have. So that is going on.
Well, in the story, Senny, we didn't shout out the room. We're going to shout out the room. We're going to name chat room. Remember I don't know what's worse.
In on YouTube, I guess that's the only chat room
Senny, can you get on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
Okay. Comedy Cloud and Comedy One Net Radio as well. WFLX Rochester and also 94.5 The Place. Senny, I don't know what's worse. Drinking on alcohol or counterfeit vaccination cards from China that are misspelled in Spanish and in English. And yes, why can't we make these cards in the good old USA?
Right.
And why they import it out of China? And on top of that, read between the lines, everyone. Be careful.
Yeah, I saw in the news 2 other women got arrested trying to go to Hawaii with fake vaccine cards. And Hawaii doesn't want us.
What you saying, Senny? Before I say something.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
Okay.
I was just saying.
Here's the deal with this. She just read the story, and you just heard what she said, and please, folks, don't take it lightly. It's a federal crime. This is different, Cindy, from the PPP loans, because there's going to be a lot of people going to jail for that, or not going to jail, but they have to pay back the money.
Right. That's coming down the pipeline.
That's coming down the pipeline, guys. If you took that PPP loan for $100,000 and you lived your best life 6 months ago, they're going to want that money back. And they're going to get it back in a few ways. They're going to get it back via your income tax. You'll never get another income tax return ever again. Your punk ass better set up a payment plan for your $100,000 that you borrowed, that you falsified information, putting down 15 employees when you was just working for yourself. Or 2, you go directly to jail if you don't pay, or they're going to take money out of your check. This is and Cindy, it's going to hit your credit. It's going to hit that credit report real heavy. That's the PPP, right? Now, PPP, right? PPP.
Yeah.
Okay. Falsifying a vaccination card is the dumbest thing that you can do, because it's a federal crime, guys. Don't do it. If you get caught, I'd rather deal with the PPP stuff than this. Because if you get caught, you're gonna get tagged. The government got these things set up for you, for your ass, and you don't even realize it. If you get a fraudulent card and you get caught, that's a federal charge. You might get fined for that, and you might get marked for it. They might put you in a database. Do you really want to go through all of that for a fraudulent card that's from China?
At least get it from the USA.
Please be careful with that, because
hit up your local nurses.
No, the nurses. Yeah, you're right. But
get it from the source.
I don't think the nurses want to lose their job. And nurses, if you want to lose your job, then go ahead. I ain't even mad at you if you want to create a side hustle like that. Because what's gonna happen is within the next year, you're gonna start hearing folks getting arrested for fake cards. It's gonna happen. You know it's gonna, because you know why it's gonna happen and how it's gonna happen. Because somebody's gonna drop a dime. Somebody's gonna get upset. Somebody's gonna be like, "Yo, Karen, the nurse, sold me this card," and it happens all the time.
She said it was legit.
She said it was legit. And then they're gonna charge you, and they're gonna say, "Listen, we're gonna ramp these charges up unless you give us the source." And then they're going to go to Karen, and Karen's going to say, "We got it from Charles." And do you want to be involved in all of this? for a piece of paper that's not even real? Be careful in these streets. You think in China? You better off making your own card.
Yeah, China, y'all ought to be ashamed who's ever sending those out over here.
And be careful. Don't think it's funny. You know, like you might get away with it 2 and 3 times, 4 times, and then you're going to get caught with a fraudulent card. You might get caught at the airport. They might even detain you. Be careful with that. Like I always say, non-vax, live your life, but don't live a vaccinated life by taking a fraudulent card and trying to get into some place. I don't think it's worth it. I don't want you to get caught out there in this government system. She said it's a federal crime. That's what she just read. Senny, be careful with that. What else you got?
No, that's it. We have to shout out the room.
Okay, listen, we're going to shout out the room. We're going to show the room some love here on Feel Good Friday. We do this for you guys. God bless you guys. We didn't get a chance to shout out the room. I see Princess Cox No Pause living his best life, Senny J, down in the Dominican Republic. God bless him. Is the Princess in the chat room today, or he has Wi-Fi issues?
No, I had seen him in the chat room, but I don't know if he's on YouTube.
Okay.
I don't know.
So let's show the channel. Oh, where the hearts at? In the chat room, hey, where the hearts at? In the chat room, hey, where the hearts at? In the chat room, hey, where the hearts at? In the chat room, hey, where the hearts at? In the chat room, hey, where the hearts at? In the chat room, hey, where the hearts at? Senny, let's go.
Turn down for what?
Hey, where the hearts at? Where the hearts at? Oh, where the hearts? Come on.
Turn down for what?
Hey, where the hearts at?
Where the heart's at?
Oh, where the hearts? Come on.
Turn down for what?
Hey, where the hearts at? Where the hearts at? Oh, where the hearts? Come on.
Turn down for what?
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 Hey, for what?
Hey, one more time, guys. We're going to show you some love. Oh, where the hearts at? In the chat room, hey, where the hearts at? In the chat room, hey, where the hearts at? In the chat room, hey, where the hearts at? In the chat room, hey, where the hearts at? In the chat room, hey, where the hearts at? In the chat room, hey, where the hearts at? Senny, let's go.
Turn down for what?
Hey, where the hearts at? Where the hearts at? Oh, where the hearts? Come on.
Turn down for what?
Hey, where the hearts at? Where the hearts at? Oh, where the hearts? Come on.
Turn down for what?
Hey, where the hearts at? Where the hearts at? Oh, where the hearts? Come on.
Turn down for what?
For what? For what? For what? For what?
For what?
For what? Hey.
For what?
Hey.
For what? Shout out to Sonia Murray. Hey, Sonia.
God bless her.
How are you? Hope everything is well with you. Shout out to Alan Suave McAllister. Hey, Alan. How are you doing? Shout out to you. Shout out to Lee Scott. Hey, Lee. Shout out to you. He was in the chat room on Facebook. I don't know if he's out here on Instagram. On YouTube. Definitely, you guys want to make sure we are having Lee Scott's baby shower on September 3rd here on the show. We do have his baby registry, him and April's, on our group page at the announcements section. You can click on there and whatever you get will be sent directly to them, and we truly appreciate it. Shout out to Marcus, Mr. One Emoji Johnson. Hey, Marcus, what's going on? Shout out to you. Are you back from your trip yet? Are you back from Mexico? Shout out to Vanetta George. Hey, Vanetta. Shout out to you, girl. How are you? Shout out to Letitia.
Are y'all still friends? You and Vanessa?
Yes.
Okay.
We are still
So you'll survive that Costa Rica thing?
Yes.
I don't care, 'cause I don't hear you mention the name anymore.
What are you talking about? Shout out to
Look.
Letitia Briscoe, because
You're the chat room member of the week. Hey, because you're the chat room member of the week. Jam on.
Yes. And I think she's on YouTube as Tish Go Getta Briscoe. Okay, girl. Shout out to you. I think that's you. Shout out to Deborah Leslie. Hey, Deborah. How are you? Good morning. Shout out to Natalie Wright. Hey, Natalie. Good morning. Shout out to Darren Taylor. Hey, Darren. What up? How are you? Shout out to Tamiko Britton. Hey, Tamiko. Shout out to you. Shout out to Indigo Hookah Lounge out there in Phillipsburg. You guys make sure you go over there. Shout out to Tanya Lynette out there on YouTube. Hey, Tanya. Good morning.
China got a bunch of friends in her room today.
She's like, what are all these people doing in here?
There you go.
Shout out. I know she likes the company every once in a while.
No doubt.
Shout out to Danielle Williams. Hey, Danielle. She is over here on YouTube
God
as
bless.
Auntie Danny. Hey, girl.
Oh, really? God bless.
Yes.
Some weird names over there in YouTube.
Yeah, no. Is that your name as your Danielle also does like a she has a little YouTube channel where she does like her clothing hauls and like other things that she's watching, stuff like that. So shout out to you, Danielle, on there. You guys make sure you follow her.
Good, awesome.
Shout out to Young and Nut. Hey, Young and Nut, what's going on? Good morning. Shout out to you. Shout out to Shamika Love. Hey, Shamika Lavaglio. She's out here on YouTube as SHL. Hey, girl, keeping it real incognito.
How do you know that's her?
Because I can see her picture. It's the same as her. So shout out to her, SHL. I'm trying to see who else I have on here in YouTube. I don't really see anybody else. Mongo Slade. Shout out to you. I don't know who that is. Shout out to Leonard Roy. Hey, Leonard. He's out there on YouTube.
Awesome.
Shout out to Prentice Cox. Good morning, Mr. Robinson.
Senny, boy, he's enjoying himself in the Dominican Republic, huh?
Yeah, he's out there
Living his best life.
living your best life.
That's a good
Get
look
out
for
there,
him. I'm so happy for him. You know, the man works hard. You know what I'm saying? He's a good dude.
I
And
know.
you should enjoy. Are you where you staying at? Is it all inclusive? It look like some all inclusive.
Be sure to look
Who's
at
there? Who is there with?
look at the women in their face, Prentice.
Who?
Don't be looking down all the time.
Who-
'Cause I
who-
know you're looking at a bunch of booties out there.
Who is he with?
I don't know.
Boy, that guy lives a secret life over there. He's
Secret life. He's probably with some friends and stuff.
Okay.
Like that. Oh, that's you, Prentice. That's his name on Mongo Slade. What even is that? What kind of name is that? Whatever. Weird stuff going on over there.
Princess, what are you doing out there?
Yeah, let us know. Are you doing anything fun? Are you going? Let us know what you're doing out there. Those are all the names that I have. Unfortunately, we got, kicked off and everything like that. So let me know. Follow us.
Yeah, right.
Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. Follow us on Facebook. You'll get a notification every time we go live. We have a group page, the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team group. It is popping. We're also on Instagram, the Shawn Harvey Morning Show. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on everywhere, Comedy World Net. Make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. Subscribe, all of that. Like this video, throw it on your wall.
Good. Thank you so much.
And we have to do a chat room member of the week.
Yep, we're going to do that right now, 2 minutes after the hour. We're going to stand just for a few minutes. We're going to get a chat room member of the week. And, guys, don't forget this Sunday at the IMU, 831 South Delaware Drive, the one and only Coco Brown will be in the building. Come on out. Doors open up at 5 o'clock. Showtime 6. The IMU is located 831 South Delaware Drive, Eastern Pennsylvania. Come on out. Hosted by my boy, Hot Sources, the DJ. Come on out and see the hilarious Coco Brown from BET's Comic View. Okay, so Sydney, at the count of 3, we are going to announce the chat room member of the week. I'm super excited. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Derek Lawson.
Whoa.
Derek Lawson. Hey,
Wow.
Hey,
You're the chat room member of the week. Hey, you're the chat room member of the week. Hey,
you're the chat room member of the week. Hey, you're the chat room member of the week. Hey, you're the chat room member
of the week. Hey, you're the chat room member of the week. Hey.
Go Derek.
Go Derek. Go Derek. Go Derek. Why? You're the chat room member of the week. Hey, because you're the chat room member of the week. Jam on. God, we blocked off of Facebook. Please we're notified. I don't know if he's there, but Derek Lawson, good friend of mine for, Jesus Christ, over 30 years. God bless you. You are the chat room member of the week, and we're super excited about that. So,
that's your peoples?
Yeah, that's my guy, man. I'm very excited that you announced the chat room member of the week. That's a good look. That's a great way to start off the rest of the weekend, knowing that Derek Lawson, who supports the show, is the chat room member of the week. So thank you. God bless. City, because I know everybody got to run out. Summer hours, 7 to 9 p.m. We'll give you more information about the hour change down the road. Also, when is Lee Scott's baby shower, Senny?
Friday, September 3rd. It's a Feel Good Friday.
Right, and if you're local, y'all come on out. We'll have the whole room. We're going to do a whole baby shower for Lee. We're having our first baby in the chat room, and we're super excited about that. So please support our beloved Lee Scott. If you come on to the studio if you want, if you're local, but we have the registry up, so we want to show Lee some love in April. So, Senny, where can they find Barbi Cologne?
You guys can find Barbi at Barbi Cologne on Facebook. I am Barbi Cologne on Instagram, DesignerBabe38 on Snapchat. You guys can find me at Senny J on Facebook, Senny_J on Instagram, Senny J on Snapchat. The E is a 3. And Senny J on TikTok. The E is a 3.
Thank you, Senny. Shawn Harvey on Facebook for me and Shawn Harvey on Facebook, Harvey on Instagram. Shawn Harvey on TikTok. See, I did a TikTok video yesterday. We'll talk about that on Monday. So God bless you guys. We'll see. Speaking of Lee, we're going to play just 30 seconds of this song. Our beloved nephew, Lee Scott. God bless you guys. Be safe. We are out of here. Just play 30 seconds of that. Say Facebook blocked this anyway, so. All right, so. So we appreciate you guys.